Open most English translations of the book of Ecclesiastes, and the second verse presents a bleak declaration. The King James Version reads, "Vanity of vanities." Modern translations, like the NIV, read it as meaningless, meaningless. Taking these English words as the literal starting point forces the reader to interpret the entire book as a declaration of nihilism, an ancient diary arguing that human existence lacks any purpose. This assumption relies on a systemic translation error. The original author, a figure known as Kohelet, built his argument around a specific Hebrew programmatic term, Hebel. Literally translated, Hebel means mist, vapor, or breath. It describes the physical property of the ephemeral, the vapor that remains for a split second after a soap bubble pops. Kohelet repeats this word 38 times. It functions as the foundational load-bearing concept of the entire text. Fitting the dynamic properties of a vanishing vapor into the flat English concept of meaninglessness compromises the logical architecture of the book. Biblical metaphors function by carrying multiple simultaneous ideas. They avoid locking the reader into a single literal definition. When the Psalms describe God as a rock, the author is conveying stability and a sure foundation. No one assumes the text implies God has the density of granite. Kohelet applies that same metaphorical flexibility to Hebel. He uses the properties of a vanishing vapor to describe the multifaceted conditions of living in a fallen world. The narrative treats Hebel as a semantic matrix that maps the exact parameters of the human condition. This grid organizes the families of meaning behind the term. The top left quadrant represents the first category, transience. Here, the text uses Hebel to describe human life and vigor as inherently ephemeral, passing through time like a shadow. The second quadrant is futility, focusing on the inadequacy of human effort. Toil in a fallen world is frequently described with the companion phrase, chasing after the wind. It is a specific type of labor where no lasting result is achieved. These first two categories establish that the text is not arguing life lacks purpose. It is arguing that life is mathematically constrained by time and physical limits. The third quadrant covers absurdity, systemic cosmic injustice. This family of meaning applies to events that represent a direct affront to human reason, such as the righteous suffering the fate meant for the wicked. The final quadrant is frustration, a visceral judgment against the mechanics of a broken world. These limitations connect intertextually to the Genesis 3 curse. The fall is the historical origin point for this environment. This four-part framework defines the concept of Hebel. It describes the comprehensive environment of human limitation imposed universally after the fall. This defines the book's central tension. Can the application of supreme human wisdom solve or overwrite this environment? This flowchart models Kohelet's inquiry. He introduces a new variable, yatron, meaning a surplus, a profit, or a permanent advantage. Kohelet relentlessly tests human labor, wealth, and intellect. He is trying to see if the system can be forced to produce this yatron. The objective, calculated outcome of the experiment is entirely null. Human wisdom is bound inside the system. It lacks the capacity to overwrite a divine curse or transcend human mortality. Because a permanent mathematical solution is impossible within a closed system, a new external variable must be introduced. Surviving the environment requires a deliberate algorithmic pivot. Kohelet abandons the search for yatron. This branch introduces the replacement variable, tov, or the good. Tov functions as a localized, pragmatic benefit, enjoying youth, relationships, and immediate fruits of labor. It's a daily experience rather than a cosmic cure. Prioritizing tov repositions Ecclesiastes as a practical framework for daily life. Wisdom's true function is to pragmatically optimize the human experience while we are trapped within the fallen world. On a macro-narrative timeline, Ecclesiastes is the bridge between the curse's origin and its resolution. Romans 8 describes creation subjected to frustration. The permanent solution to Hebel, the yatron, is eventually provided through external divine revolution, bypassing internal human wisdom entirely. We have traced the shift from meaningless to the four families of Hebel, followed the failure of wisdom to produce a profit, and identified the role of the localized good. The restored terminology reveals Ecclesiastes as a survival guide for the interim. an intellectually honest manual for practical endurance.